going on, left gang? Nah, that's just not normal. I'm not a YouTuber, but I've been trying out this new first touch tactic, and it's actually just doing bits for me. I've scored so many free goals with it, so just figured I'd share it with everyone. So I just want to go through a couple of points before I go into the mechanics of the tactic. Number 1, this is a 1v1 kickoff strat. It can be used in other game modes, but it's much less likely to get you a free goal. Number 2, I've been doing this strategy in Platinum 3 and Diamond 1. I doubt it would be as effective at higher ranks, mostly because experienced players have much faster kickoffs and would also be adapting to your kickoff to counter it. But if you are a higher rank and want to try it out, let me know how it goes. Number 3. This isn't a replacement to being good. In order to win the kickoff consistently with this tactic, you do have to adapt to your opponent's kickoff, which can require some quick thinking and fast reactions. You also have to be able to score in an open net.
Nice shot!
With that being said, let's get into it. So I'll start with just a quick overview for anyone who just wants to know what the strategy is, and then go into more detail for those of you who want to try and perfect it. So the tactic is as follows. Go for a normal kickoff, but slow down just before you get to the ball, letting the opponent hit the ball first, into you. If you get it right, the ball will deflect into their half, giving you a good attacking opportunity. This kind of kickoff often happens in 1v1s accidentally, but learning how to achieve it consistently can have a huge positive effect on your game and win you loads of easy goals. If you're wanting to start using this kickoff, I'd recommend just using it on the front-facing kickoffs to begin with. The reason being it's so much easier to execute it correctly on these kickoffs. In the majority of cases, your opponent will be coming head-on to the ball and you, meaning you don't have to adjust your angle and can just go straight forwards without having to turn. You can do this tactic from the other kickoffs too. It just requires you to adapt to your opponent's kickoff. We'll get into that a bit later. Let's go into some detail. In order to start consistently winning kickoffs with this tactic, you need to master 3 things: where you land, how you flip, and when you flip. Let's go through them one by one. If we just focus on the front-facing kickoff for now, you can see that in these 2 clips, I land on the final boost pad. If you start holding brake or reverse before you land, you'll slow down just enough to leave you in a great spot for a strong deflection or 50-50. From the off-centre kickoffs, it's pretty much the same. You just have to take into account that your opponent may not be exactly head-on. Corner kickoffs are a little more complex, as you have to quite quickly read what the opponent's kickoff is and adjust your car to cover where they are hitting the ball. I would recommend trying to land slightly more central as to block the shot if they have a fast kickoff toward your goal. If you can see that they don't, you can then just adjust accordingly with a turn and flip. The how and when of your flip work in harmony, but we'll go through them separately. The how is pretty simple. You just want to flip immediately after you jump, which should keep your car as low to the ground as possible. This basically just gives you the best chance of winning a 50-50 and recovering quickly. The when is a lot more complex and involves reading your opponent's speed. This takes a lot of practice and is difficult to get perfect every time, because everyone has different kickoffs. What you're aiming for is to have your car in a pretty much vertical position when the ball hits you. This puts the largest surface area of your car on the ball as possible, giving you the advantage if the other player gets the 50-50. As well as this, it gives you a great chance of having a decent recovery. If it's slightly before vertical, that's okay too, as it should hopefully flick up and over the opponent. Flipping too early, however, and having your car past that vertical point when the ball hits, will put you at a disadvantage and most likely lose you the first touch. This is why the timing of the flip is one of the most important but difficult parts to master of this technique. This kickoff tactic has taken me up an entire rank, and I imagine will help me rank up even further as I get better at it. In the example in the background right now, I was down by 2 goals but managed to pull off the tactic 3 times in a row to grab a 1-goal lead on my opponent. That's 3 easy, free goals. What more could you ask for? Hopefully this video was informative in some way and can help you get a couple of free goals when playing 1v1s. It's obviously only part of the game, and unless you can literally win every first touch without any errors, you're still going to have to play the game well to win. I've found that it takes a lot of people by surprise. And when you get it right, can give you a decent advantage against your opponent. I'd love to hear other people's experiences of using the technique, and whether this video was actually any good, because, you know, I'm not a YouTuber.
I got a laptop in my back pocket. My pinnacle walk when I hat cock it. Got a fetch.
The reason for flipping...